This is 1 Peter 5:8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. I would like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Rachak Kodash, the one of the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, salutations, and blessings to the elect, pushing the word across the four corners of the earth. Risk your life to do so. And there's a particular word in this verse 8. I'm the brother Shemai at Great Millstone, Chicago. And yeah, we got some heavy times coming. But shit, so does this whole place. It has to go. All right, whatever the starting point is, shit. Hey, Jake is not returning to the Lord, man. It's shit. If the Lord wanted to start, he gonna start it. I'll put it like that. All right, but the word vigilant. And what does it say? A fool would not observe the times. To watch. Metaphorically, give strict attention to, be cautious, active. To take heed, lest through remission and indolence, some destructive calamity suddenly overtake one. All right, destructive calamity overtakes you. And that's the times that we're in. If you ain't out here paying attention, if you ain't out here looking around, if you don't know what's over here, you know, that's why it's good to listen to local news, you know, people around you. And then, of course, we listen to statewide news, national news, but you definitely have to tune in locally. You got to keep your ear to the streets. And the word on the streets is here in Chicago is that a lot of them people's already here. And we know what the scriptures say. They can't sleep unless they call somebody to slip. So there's about to be a lot of mischief being done. You know, just like this shit, which I did a video earlier. And then now looking back at it, it's like, this look kind of weird. And I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong, but it's just some things didn't make sense. And that, just like in that verse 8 we read, it said your adversary, the devil, the deceiver. Yeah, it says he's going to come down like a roaring lion. But that don't mean he's going to roar and, you know, like the TV villain, give you his master plan in a single monologue and shit. No, they're going to come at you with some bullshit out of the woodwork, a strong lie. Like they said, they would deceive many. Strong delusions. And what I noticed when I'm reading on this dude, you know, because the whole Charlie Kirk thing has these Edomites in their feelings, you know, especially because it was another Edomite who took him out. Then you got a lot of that going on right now because these Edomites are seeing that they're on their last legs. So they're like, hold on, we got to try to keep this shit alive. All right, but this particular case, they said, is it annoying that this image clearly had, this dude's mugshot includes some other random dude. So now what they're going to do, which this guy does look complete, you know, I'm not caping for him at all. But it looks like they're using this as a case for that false science of these people are just genetically violent and you have wicked men amongst us, which you guys have helped to create. They're a creation of America. And when we could, you know, self-govern our own selves, that kind of shit wasn't happening. You had wickedness amongst us, but not that kind of shit. But you guys invested money into all of these fake leaders and bullshit charlatan preachers who had our people to integrate, and now we're integrated. You know, the whole Jake is complaining, man, the system fucked me over. Well, of course, that was the goal. That was the goal. That's why you see Rothschild standing next to Martin Luther King. Right? The banker standing next to the preacher. Or maybe he's not a banker, but he comes from that family. You get what I'm saying? And that's why we have to hear the whole matter too. That's the lesson. Right? Proverbs 18:13. Don't want to jump to conclusions, jump the gun on things, and you want to hear the whole matter. Just like the scriptures that say, hear the conclusion. Understand the matter. You have to read through this whole book, and then read over again, and then read over again, and get every detail you can. It said, he that answereth a matter before he heareth it, it is folly and shame unto him. So you can't just look at a 10-second clip. I know exactly what happened. You have to go and look at the full clip, and then, like I did, I was zooming in. I was looking at different angles. I'm like, this looked like some splatter packs or something, which, again, I could be wrong. But, when I usually see stuff like this, because of the blood pressure on your neck, it's gonna fly all over. That's just me, thinking, though. And I believe that we're in these times where it's going to be a lot of this kind of shit happening to push this narrative. Okay, we got to lock these places down. These people are animals. All right, so Sirach 4:20. Observe the opportunity and beware of evil. And be not ashamed when it concerns your soul. So you got to pay attention. All right, for there is a shame that brings sin, and there is a shame which is glory and grace. Yes. See, right now, we're being shamed by the world because we believe in the right things and they believe in the wrong things, and it's been proven. Right? But then you have a different type of shame that 2/3 are going to have in the kingdom, and be like, damn, I was really an underling to Esau. I was really on that other side of Yahushai. You don't want that shame on your name. So you got to watch for pitfalls, watch for traps. And ultimately with the elect, he said that Esau's going to fall to his own devices anyway. They got this guy, allegedly, he's talking, from jail, talking about it wasn't him that did it, it was the material in his body. He's saying that in an article that the government chipped him. And these are all part of Esau's narratives. Oh man, here they come with that bullshit again, and here that. Which, if that's the case, hey, who's but they're using all these different things. See, he's trying to come up with some bullshit. We have to lock all these people up. And be not an underling to a foolish man. It's no coincidence that you have this C-hip in you, Jake. Say, oh, I don't know how that got it. Yeah, you do. You took it. These Edomites, they ain't sitting you in a chair and making you take the shit. We're gonna drill it into his, That's difficult, and that's not how they want it anyway. They say he caused it all. They don't say he forces them all. Right? And just like we read Bill and the Dragon, verse 13, verse 11, matter of fact, it says, so Baal, because it's the temple of Baal, this is Daniel in the temple of Baal, or Baal, and that's what this place is full of, Baal energy. So Baal's priest said, behold, we go out, but you, O king, set on the meat and make ready the wine and shut the door fast and seal it with your own signet. And tomorrow, when you have come in, if you find not that Baal has eaten up all, we will suffer death, or else Daniel that speaks falsely against us. And these are the priests talking. And leave the wine out. And they little regarded it, for under the table they had made a privy entrance, whereby they entered in continually and consumed those things. So, the king's meat, it was all kind of, it was full. Who knows what they was eating? Monkey brains, who knows? But basically they had a side entrance, a back door, a little private entrance. And Daniel was able to see it because he sprinkled ashes, I believe, on the floor. All right, that's us, man. We can see it. You think Esau has all this high-level technology and there's no back door for it, for him to override it when possible? You think they don't have black hat hackers who have been given all this different programming? And they have all that. Esau can override his own programming at any time. So even if you do take it, even if you do take the C-hip, you get rich or whatever, you think they can't just control you and do some crazy shit like this? All right, and that's why we got to stay under our defense, in our power. Yeah, these Edomites are pissed. I'm still scrolling. God damn. Yeah, shit, and it was even more. Huh? So, and these things must all happen for us to get to the kingdom. Yeah, the military's here. All these people are here. Just understand, we go out, we teach and do anything. Shit, you're being watched. All right, be vigilant, be sober, like you said. Stay on point. Certain things that maybe in the past you kind of let fester on to you a little too long. You got to get rid of that shit, man. You got to rebuke those demons quickly and move on. Right? We must operate in the spirit, because heavy levels of witchcraft are about to be done. Heavy levels of deception about to go on these people. All right, call Loyam La Yahal Bashim Awashai for this word. All right, Shalom. All call Bakarium. Shalom to all the elect. All right, continue to pray for the body. Continue to pray that the Lord hasten the time to get us out of here, what he's doing. And Shalom.